Our stories, our voice, our history hasn't always been welcomed. But we learned long ago that if America won't celebrate us, then we will celebrate our own, told our way, on our time. Today we have thousands of Black creators in film. Thousands of books are on the shelves of stores around the world. But it wasn't always as easy. For Lena, for Hattie, for James, for Zora, for Langston, we fought for a place in American history, and we've empowered our own voices, keeping our stories alive. Remember Philando, remember Mike, remember Trayvon, remember Sandra, remember Oscar, remember Brianna. No more will Black voices go unheard. No more will Black stories go unread. We will write our own history and create our own legacies. And each summer in Atlanta, we will gather. We will celebrate. We speak out. Black voices matter. Black stories matter. Black lives matter. Everybody has a story to tell. Make sure that you tell yours. Create your story. Dream out loud. It all starts with a spark. Like this thought or this vision in your head that gives you these ideas and these visions of who you want to be. And I can remember myself sitting in my room, writing in my journal about stories and characters of people I had no idea who they were. And I just knew that that's who I was going to be. I was going to write books. I was going to move to Atlanta, and I was going to become this big-time authoress. And I did that. I got the awards. I got the bestsellers list. I met some phenomenal people, and I've helped other people dream out loud. I think that when it comes down to dreaming, it's more than about just getting it done. It's about having fun and enjoying life while you do it. So y'all dream out loud with me.
Hello, everyone. My name is Walt. I'd like to welcome you to Black Writers Weekend. We have an amazing guest with us today, and I'm actually going to not waste any time at all and bring them right up. Today, we have author Sunrize Jackson. How are you doing today?
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Doing well. Now, I'm really excited to speak to you. I got to hear a little bit about your book, Good Girl, Bad Girl. It's an amazing journey. You've done a lot in the literary world. So I actually want to kind of give the floor to you for this virtual book signing. What can you share a little bit about your books?
Okay, so my first book was done in 2017. It's called Good Girl, Bad Girl. And here it is. This is the cover. And it was the first book that I'd done. And this book actually talks about Maya, who's a teenage girl moving on into adulthood. And we watch Maya go through a couple of different things, certain things like, teenage pregnancy, weird boyfriends, bad boyfriends. That's how come she became a bad girl. She actually came from, her parents was molding her to be a good girl and things like that. You guys know how I go. So that's why we tell the story about Good Girl, Bad Girl. I'm trying to inspire younger women for some of the things that maybe the mistakes that we made, it will be less mistakes for them. So that's the reason why Good Girl, Bad Girl was written. And check it out on my website. I have all my books on my website. So the next book, once I moved here to Georgia, actually, everybody, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm not a true Milwaukeean. I've had a journey. So, but in Milwaukee, the Good Girl, Bad Girl was written. And then once I got to here in Georgia, Douglasville is where I'm at, I finished up on Life of a Biker Chick. So I actually was involved on I love riding bikes for about 10 years of my life. And I really talk about, go ahead.
So is that you on the cover?
That is me on the cover.
Hey.
Boosa. And I like to tell this story because it talks about phenomenal women, the strength of women, doing something that most men do in a culture where most men do, and a little bit of insight of how it's not really all this super gangs and things like that. Like I show the love parts of why we all got together and did some of the things that we did together, which were very fun and eventful, adventurous. So my third book, which came out last year, I'm missing one, which was The Dream. So I don't have a cover, a book on me right now. It's called The Dream, and it was a book. It was inspired because of my brother. He called himself The Dream. I told his story because a lot of people were going through the thing. Well, I might have put it out right before all the police violence hit, but he actually was killed by the police back in 1996. And you guys know that the stories always change. So there was not a lot mom and dad could do about what had happened to my brother. But I did want to tell his story, and I did want people to know how talented and creative this person was. And each one of us probably have lost someone who was that creative and talented, and they should be lived on. Their stories should live forever. And so that's what inspired me to keep the dream alive, because his name was The Dream. So, and I mean, so last year I'm getting to a point where I've always been in business for about 15 years, doing my own thing. And I get a lot of my clients asking me, hey, when you going to get to the part where you're going to help us with something about business or something like that? So I flipped over and I came up with The Paint in My Window, The Paint Inside My Window, which is a book about road to entrepreneurship. And I discuss my challenges and the road to entrepreneurship, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So a lot of people think that, getting in business is so easy, but it takes some strength. And I always say that entrepreneurs are the ones who probably have more faith than a lot of people, because they're able to step out, and do what they need to do. So
Right.
I do.
That's funny. I remember speaking to someone recently, and I was like, "Oh wow, you started a business in the middle of a pandemic. What led you to start it during a crazy time?" And they're like, "It's always a crazy time when you start a business." So
It is, and it was like the right time. No need to sit still. Let's just go on and light that fire and get it going. So I do help a lot of people with starting businesses as well, and I get a kick out of it actually, because I like to see that fire in them, and I let them know it's not gonna be easy, but you gotta have that fortitude to keep going. So it's up, down, ugly, sideways, whatever. Just go.
Just go.
Just go. So I have one more upcoming book. Hasn't
you do not stop. You keep going. I love that.
I love to write. I've been writing since I was a little kid. Me and my friends, we used to write so much as a kid, and I always used to say, I'm gonna be a writer, but I never did it. So I'm one of them people that say, hey, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. And so it seems like I've always encountered many things that happen in my life. So I like to tell my stories because they're interested and they may help the next person. So I just keep them coming. So I have a book coming soon, and I do have some flyers. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Oh yeah, the fake husband. Oh, the fake husband.
Yeah, the fake husband.
Oh, see, each of your books, each one I'm like, oh, okay, what's this? What's this one? Yeah.
So, so this book will be ready for pre-order real soon. You guys can catch up with any of my books on my website. It's www.authorsunrisejackson.com, and you can subscribe with me and you'll know when everything is coming, or you can go online and order any of my books. They're also on Amazon, and you can also go that way and pull up my name on Amazon and pull up any of my books as well. Yeah, so I'm excited because this is what I do and I love it.
I love that you're doing it. So, so you've been writing since you were younger. So, what was it when you finally told yourself just do it? Like, what else was going on in your life? 'Cause I think you said your first book came out in 2017, correct? Okay, yeah. So, what led up to you being like, I'm going to do this?
Well, actually, I had wrote that Good Girl, Bad Girl had been written since 2004. And
Oh,
I was
wow.
sitting, yeah, and I was sitting there, actually married and being a housewife with nothing to do. So I just started writing, like, oh man, let me just start writing. And I wrote. And so I didn't know what to do with it. It was just a manuscript for so long. And then, a couple of people kept talking to me like, put it out there. I let many people read the manuscript over and over and over again. And then I found the right people to link up with to actually make it come alive. So that's why it started in 2017, my book Life.
I love
So,
that. Man, what
mhm,
a journey. So we actually have one question in the comments
mhm.
from Still Cooking Good, or Still Looking Good, my bad. She was asking, are you self-published or did you get an agent?
I am self-published. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So far, so good. Not that I'm not knocking agent yet. No,
Man,
I'm
so,
not.
you put out four. Well, you put out three books. You have the fourth one coming soon. And
Hmm.
it's also interesting because earlier you mentioned like you feel like entrepreneurs are some of the people who have the most faith. So I'm kind of curious, three books in, going on the fourth, each one self-published. What's kind of keeping you, on the self-published route versus going with a publisher or an agent?
I, I love doing it myself. So, and I'm still learning and twerking different things. You kind of jump in stuff and you want to learn all the aspects of it before you just release. Um, and so that's the type of person I am. Like I said, I have another business. It's a tax business, of course, and I read a lot and I like to know a lot. So I'm real one of those people that like to be knowledgeable about what I'm getting into. So like I said, I got with somebody and they kind of, hey, go this way, go that way. So now is I'm at that point where I'm controlling how I want to do things for a while, and until I see that somebody can present something to me or I can present something to somebody where we can go a little further. So,
Hey, okay, that's a good reason. I feel that's interesting. I'm glad that you
mhm,
I love the reason because it's like it sounds like you're in love with the process. Not only are you doing
mhm,
something you love writing, but you love
mhm.
putting it out yourself and everything that comes with it. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, so definitely congratulations because the self-publishing, I guess just like entrepreneurship, is not easy, it's definitely challenging. So congratulations
Mhm.
on
Mm.
all your accomplishments thus far.
Made it a second business off of Sunrise Jackson LLC.
Hey.
just just figure it out. Keep
Keep
going.
going. And see, I
Mhm,
love your energy, and I feel like the name Sunrise Jackson, I think is just an example
mhm.
of that. So what led you to like having that? Like what was like, you know what, Sunrise Jackson, that's gonna be my author.
That's my biker name. My biker
Oh
name is
really?
Sunrise. Yeah, and I'm gonna keep it with me for the rest of my life. So,
Hey, I love it. I love it.
so keep Sunrise going.
Man,
Yeah.
that's pretty
Hmm.
cool. Oh, and one more time, can you share where everyone could go find all of your books?
Yep, it's www.authorsunrize, Rize, Jackson.com.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. I love to share that oftentimes, people are always looking like, oh, where do I go? Where do I go? So I want to say it a
Mm-hmm.
few more times so no one forgets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what do you think has been, I guess, the biggest takeaway for you during your writing journey?
That's something that takes away from it.
Or not takes
Definitely.
away
Yeah.
from it, but well, actually, yeah, let's go there first. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what you're about to say, but yeah.
Definitely was taken by me having a second, my first business, which is taxes, Visions Tax. That does take a lot of my time. So it's like 2 seasons that I work with. So I work in the tax season and then I jump to my book life and my book season. I can't, sometimes it's kind of hard to write during tax season
Right,
when
I imagine so.
when you got about 400 clients like, hey, I need a little help right now. So I'm juggling two things that I love right now, and so yeah, it do kind of like take away a little bit, but I'm getting to a point where hey, I'm straight cut off right now because this time is what I like to do, and I enjoy doing it. Really, it's like a freedom, feeling.
Mm,
Yeah.
nice. Okay,
hmm
nice. And I guess my other question, like, what do you think has been the biggest lesson that you've learned during this journey?
The biggest lesson in my writing journey.
Yeah, or maybe one of them. Maybe not the biggest. Like it can be like the second bigness or the 10th bigness. But what's something that pops in your mind right now?
Definitely letting people. You need to let people take you serious about what you're doing. It's a sticky icky thing when they don't, you gotta just find that point where you're being taken serious about your writing and about the things that you're talking about. So that's been a great journey. I've had a great mentor who kind of like twerked it a little bit and kind of helped me with that, changing it up a little bit, and I like that. I needed that because I want my readers to really understand me and understand where I'm going with this journey that I'm on.
Nice. I love that. So,
Yep.
which book do you think, and you could include this one that's coming too in this as well, but which book do you think has had the biggest impact on your life?
I definitely the one coming.
The one coming?
Definitely the one coming. I think you get to a place in life and we forget about certain things that we need to take heed to, and and we are also well, I'm messing up. Sometimes we don't let God lead us like we should. And sometimes when we get in the way of that, we make a big mistake. And I think that was why this one was the biggest impact because it could have been avoided, I think, had I listened a little bit harder. So,
Mm,
yeah, yeah.
hey, well,
So
it's
I say that
tough.
was the biggest. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting how life works with relationships, both romantic ones and just friendships, really anything. Sometimes there's like lots of signs, but when we're in it, we don't really see it. We out here busy being in the relationship and it doesn't come till
hmm
later. But it
hmm
leads to great books being created, apparently. Great husband. So when is that book
yeah.
coming out?
Next month. We should be
Next
ready next
month.
month. Yes, yes,
Nice.
sir. Pre-orders should be
Nice.
ready. Yeah, I just told somebody today. I said, "Wow!" When I went to the event there, I said, "Wow, the worst thing a person could do is piss off an author." Because you
Right.
never know. Well, because we're silent, we're pretty silent people, and because we like a certain type of environment. And if you do that, if you cross us, you might you might get on the cover of the book.
Wow, that's actually really
or
crazy. Yeah, because
yeah,
like you
yeah,
usually hear that with like artists, like, oh, you don't want to be in a song, but with an author, that's a book. That could be a
yeah.
movie. That could be a whole lot of things, a podcast, all sorts of stuff.
And it never goes away.
Never goes away. You just
It never
reprint.
goes away. No, no, sir. It's always there. So
Right.
yeah. Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate this.
Of course. Thank you very much for joining us today. And before we go, definitely have to thank our sponsors. Thank you all so much. This really
Mhm.
couldn't have happened without y'all to create this both the in-person and virtual experience. And we got to have author Sunrize both at the in-person one and speaking to her virtually as well. So thank you for everything that y'all did to help us put this on. Now, author
Thank y'all.
Sunrise Jackson, is there anything else you'd like to share with everyone before we go?
Yes, please place an order or subscribe to my website. Let me know how you're feeling. If you need to email me, if you need to contact me, go to my website. Let's talk, let's chat. I'm willing to network, get to know one another. You never know where we might go. You never know the path that we're on. So thank you guys for listening.
Of course, thank you. And if you are tuning in virtually, just know this is not the end of Black Writers Week. And if you're in Atlanta, there's still things going on. Just go to the links to learn more. There's also events happening tomorrow. You can literally go to blackwritersweekend.com to learn more and see what's up. Make sure you're following on Instagram and everywhere else, blackwritersweekend.com, so you can hear more amazing stories like author Sunrise Jackson. There's so many books out there. We always hear about like, oh, where are all the Black authors? They're right here. They're
Mhm.
out. They've been putting out books since 2017. They're really out here. So thank you all for tuning
Mhm.
in. And we also have one more coming in about 30 minutes, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely stay tuned for that. And we will see you all soon. Thank you.
All right. See you.